Alright, in this video we'll see how to calculate the price of a stock under 3 different scenarios using Microsoft Excel. Alright, let's say we want to calculate the price of a stock that pays $10 as dividend every year forever, and the required rate of return for this stock is 12%. Now, to calculate its price at the present moment, what we need to use this formula. This is basically the Gordon growth model, where you divide the dividend payment of next year by the difference of required return and growth rate. So in our case, press the equal sign, and next year's dividend is this cell. Select this cell, then divide it by the difference between this and this. Close the brackets, press enter. Alright, so this is the intrinsic value of this stock at the present moment. Now, if it had a constant growth, let's say that after 1 year, some stock will pay you $10 dividend, and after that the dividend will increase by 8% every year. In that case, our required rate of return is, let's say, 12%, and growth this time is 8%, and we'll be using the same formula again to calculate the price of the stock at the present moment. Alright, so select any cell, press the equal sign. Next year's dividend is this cell, divided by the difference between the required return and the growth. Close the brackets and press enter. So this time the price is $250. Alright, now for the final one, we have two different rates of growth. For the first 3 years, our dividend will grow by 8%, and after that it will grow by 3%. So we have two growth rates, and the required return is 12%, and finally the last dividend paid was $10. We will not receive this $10, but this was the last dividend that was paid. So next year's dividend will be this dividend multiplied by 1.08, since there is a growth of 8%. So the next year's dividend will be this dividend multiplied by 1.08. Then it will keep growing by 8%. So what we can do, we can just select this cell and select this plus sign and drag it towards the right. So this will be the next year's dividends, but after third year, this dividend will grow by 3%. So in the year 4, the dividend will be third year's dividend multiplied by 1.03. Press enter, and again just select this plus sign and drag it towards right, and this will be the next dividends. Great. Now to calculate its price, we need to do a little bit more calculations. Let's focus on first 3 years. What happens in first 3 years is we receive $1.80 after 1 year, and then this much amount of money after second year, and then this much amount of money. Now we need to bring all this back to year 0. To do this, press the equal sign and use the NPV formula. This will calculate the present value of these future cash flows. You need to provide the rate. The rate is the required rate of return. So select this cell, press comma, and then select the next year's cash flows. You can just select one cell and hold down the shift key and select the last one. Close the brackets and press enter. So the present value of these 3 cash flows is $27.91. Alright, now for the remaining cash flows, the cash flows that will come after third year, we need to first calculate what should be those cash flows present value at third year. So we want to calculate all these cash flows present value when we are at third year, and that is V3. To do that, press the equal sign and use this formula. When we are at year 3, our next year's dividend is our fourth year's dividend, so this cell. So select this cell and divide it by the difference between the required return and the growth. Now select the second growth, so 3%, and close the brackets and press enter. Alright, one last thing, whenever we are working with cash flows in Excel, we need to tell Excel what are our cash inflows and what are our cash outflows. In this case, this $27.91 cash flow is actually a cash outflow, because we will be paying this much amount of money to buy the stock, whereas these dividend payments are cash inflows because we'll get them. Alright, now to convert it to cash outflow, just press the equal sign, put a negative sign, and then select this cell. It's in brackets, that means Excel now knows that it is a cash outflow. Great. Now what about this one? Do we need to do anything about it? Not really. We will see how to deal with it here. To calculate the final present value, the final price, to calculate the final price of the stock at the present moment, press the equal sign, first select this cell, then put the plus sign, and then start typing PV, select this PV function and give the rate. This is the discount rate for this future value, so the rate is 12%. Press comma, number of periods is 3 years, so put 3, comma, payment is 0, press comma again, select the future value, and last one is a optional parameter. For now, just close the brackets and press enter. Now this is the final present value or the intrinsic value of the stock. So that's it. That's all for this video. See you in the next one.